let me tell you something. High school and elementary school, bro. I left in junior high. Elementary school and high school in Brooklyn in the 80s and 90s is a major difference, bro.
Sure.
There's race lines, there's culture lines, there's everything. People are fighting. People, you don't even know how to deal with it anymore. So I got thrown out of school the same year. I got expelled the same year. I got so many fights that they threw me out in May '97. So I almost got through the school year, but I was thrown out in May '97. Yeah. And my grandparents just were like, they're older, bro. They raised their kids. They're just like, what are we doing with this kid,
They're probably like, oh man, I can't handle this.
Yeah, and then my mother, I remember my grandmother yelling at my mother like, this is your son. You're supposed to be taking care of him. And so it was a little bit tricky.
Sure.
And I wound up. My grandfather would take me to work with him on the construction site every day because he didn't want me. He's like, you're not going to go to school every day now because you're thrown out. You think you're going to hang out on the street all day long? That's not what's going to happen. You're going to come to the job site with me and you're going to hang out on the job site. And he would take me to the job site and tell me to sit on the side and not do anything. And I'm like, all right, that was cool for like a couple of days, and I was like, I'll give you $10 a day. I'm like, it's kind of nothing, bro. I mean, granted, it's the 90s, it's a little more than now, but it's still nothing. I'm like, yo, why don't you teach me something, bro? He's like, no, let's sit over there. I'm like, he's like, what are you complaining about? You don't have to do anything. I'm like, but I'm wasting my whole day. I'm 16 years old. I don't want to be here. I want to hang out. I want to do something,
Yeah.
And so my uncle said, take him to the boxing gym. My uncle had done messed around with some boxing years earlier. Never competed or anything, but he realized the atmosphere of the gym might help me. Yeah. And my grandfather was apprehensive because at first, right around that time, a boxer in Italy had just died, in the ring. So he's like, nah, I don't know, isn't that? And I'm like, yo, bro, I'll do anything to get me. Just don't stop taking me on these job sites every day, bro. I'll try this boxing shit, whatever. And I never ever applied myself to anything at that point in my life. I never had coaching. I was always good at sports, but I never even joined a team. Yeah. I never applied myself in school. I never applied myself to anything in my life at that point. So
why is that though? Why do you think?
I just was very undisciplined because I had no guidance. And that's not to make an excuse, but I had nobody teaching me the proper way. Like now, if I talk to a kid, I tell him, having character is seeing a job through, seeing things through, whether it's comfortable or not comfortable. Sure. If you commit to something, seeing it through, getting through. Part of being a man in general, is, if you have responsibilities towards people you love,
100%.
You may not enjoy that ride, but what makes you happy and makes you smile is knowing when you put your head on the pillow at night that the people you love are handled and taken care of because you are doing this thing that may be uncomfortable for you, but you know what? You're handling it.